The world whispers about North Korea, a nation shrouded in secrecy and defined by its isolation. Behind the Iron Curtain, the real story isn't just about missiles or military parades, but about millions living in the shadows, their choices stolen and voices silenced. The state's grip is absolute, shaping every aspect of life and turning truth into a dangerous commodity. To understand North Korea, we must look past the propaganda and see the resilience and quiet defiance of ordinary people. This is an invitation to witness the daily struggles, impossible choices, and hidden hopes of those living under the regime. The story of North Korea is, above all, the story of its people, lives that deserve to be seen and heard. In North Korea, daily life unfolds as a relentless routine, shaped and dictated by the ever-present hand of the state. Every morning, the city awakens not to the gentle sounds of nature, but to the sharp, insistent blare of propaganda echoing through the streets. Mornings begin with government messages broadcast from loudspeakers perched on every corner, filling the air with slogans and songs that reinforce loyalty to the regime. From the moment the sun rises, every hour is carefully structured, every action measured, and every citizen reminded of their duty to the nation and its leaders. Adults are assigned jobs by the state, often working long hours in factories or on collective farms for little or no pay. Children, dressed in crisp uniforms, attend schools where lessons focus less on critical thinking and more on unwavering loyalty to the Kim family. Portraits of the leaders watch over every classroom, a constant reminder of who holds power. Food is scarce and hunger is a constant companion for many families. Markets offer only limited choices, and meals are often simple and repetitive. Yet behind closed doors, families find fleeting moments of connection, sharing stories, laughter, and hope, even as they ration what little they have. Where you live, what you eat, and even what you can hope for is determined by Songbun, the regime's rigid caste system. This invisible hierarchy shapes every aspect of life, from housing blocks to job opportunities and even friendships. Survival here means more than just meeting basic needs. It means navigating endless rules, hiding your true feelings, and always wearing a mask of devotion. In public, faces remain neutral, emotions carefully guarded, as any sign of dissent can bring severe consequences. Even so, the dream of a different life lingers quietly in the hearts of many. Small acts of remembrance, kindness, and quiet rebellion persist. Shared meals, whispered stories, and gentle laughter among trusted friends. This is the hidden rhythm of North Korea, a society where conformity is enforced, but where the enduring spirit of humanity continues to find ways to survive and hope, even in the shadows. In North Korea, the state's control is total, reaching from the public square, where grandiose portraits of the leaders loom over the masses, to the very heart of every home. The regime's influence penetrates the privacy of every household, ensuring that no corner is free from its watchful eyes. There's no independent internet, no free press, and no way to communicate openly with the outside world. Every piece of information is filtered and controlled by the state. All media is propaganda, meticulously crafted to maintain the regime's narrative. Even a whispered doubt can lead to severe punishment, instilling a culture of fear and silence. Secretly watching foreign movies or listening to outside news is a perilous act, punishable by years in labor camps. The risk is immense, but the desire for truth persists. Movement is tightly restricted, travel requires permits, and the borders are sealed with shoot-to-kill orders. The regime ensures that the outside world remains a distant dream. Surveillance is everywhere. Neighbors spy on neighbors, and even children report on their parents. The regime has turned the entire nation into a network of informants. A careless word can destroy a family, leading to imprisonment or worse. The fear of betrayal is constant. The regime maintains its grip by turning citizens into both prisoners and guards, ensuring fear is ever present. Loyalty to the state is demanded, and dissent is crushed. In North Korea, trust is a luxury few can afford. The omnipresent surveillance and the threat of punishment create an atmosphere of perpetual anxiety and caution. In 2024, the regime's cruelty was on full display, casting a long shadow over daily life in North Korea. The government's grip tightened, and ordinary people paid the price for even the smallest acts of defiance or curiosity. One man was sentenced to 7 years in a brutal prison camp simply for borrowing an SD card loaded with South Korean movies, a fleeting glimpse of the outside world. The woman who lent him the card received an even harsher punishment, 15 years behind bars. Their only crime was sharing a few hours of forbidden entertainment, a reminder of how dangerous it is to seek out anything beyond the regime's control. Another family's fate was sealed when they accepted money from relatives living in South Korea. Not only were they punished for this act, but also for helping others contact loved ones abroad. Their sentence, years of forced labor, tearing families apart and instilling fear in anyone who dares to maintain connections with the outside world. Even North Korea's Olympic athletes, who briefly glimpsed freedom at international events, were not spared. Some faced intense investigation and harsh consequences for something as innocent as taking selfies with foreigners. The regime accused them of ideological contamination, as if a simple photograph could threaten the state's iron grip. For those desperate enough to attempt escape, the odds are grim. In early 2024, only 105 people managed to reach South Korea, a staggering drop from the thousands who fled before the borders were sealed. The journey is perilous, and the consequences of failure are severe. Those who are caught and forcibly returned to North Korea face unimaginable suffering. Torture, relentless interrogations, and years of forced labor await them in the regime's notorious camps, where survival is never guaranteed. These stories are not rare exceptions. They are the daily reality for millions. In a society built on fear, surveillance, and punishment, every act is scrutinized and every misstep can destroy a life. The cost of curiosity, compassion, or even a simple connection to the outside world is devastating. For North Koreans, hope itself can be a dangerous thing. North Korea's economy runs on forced labor, not opportunity. From childhood, citizens are mobilized for state projects, building, farming, and serving the regime's needs. Refusing is not an option. Punishment is swift and severe. While resources flow to the military, public healthcare and food supplies collapse. Hunger is widespread, and the state's food distribution is unreliable. Floods and disasters only worsen the crisis, with workers deserting posts out of sheer starvation. The pandemic severed lifelines, making survival even harder. For millions, life is a daily struggle against hunger and despair, while the regime parades its power. North Korea is a land of paradoxes. The DMZ, a symbol of division, has become a wildlife sanctuary, untouched by humans for decades. The regime's obsession with propaganda extends to the arts. Kim Jong-il even kidnapped filmmakers to create movies for the state. Official biographies are filled with absurd myths, taught as fact and never questioned. In 2024 and 2025, North Korea deepened military ties with Russia, trading munitions for oil and technology. This alliance complicates sanctions and shows the regime's global reach, even as its people starve. The country's isolation is real, but its actions have worldwide consequences. North Korea remains unpredictable, a player on the world stage, yet a prison for its own people. North Korea is ruled by the Kim dynasty, a family elevated to godlike status through relentless propaganda. Portraits of the leaders are everywhere, and failing to honor them is a crime. Children are taught to thank the supreme leader before their own parents. The cult of personality is enforced by a brutal security apparatus and a network of prison camps. Dissent is crushed, often punishing entire families for a single remark. The ideology of Juche frames suffering as noble sacrifice, blaming outsiders for hardship. This mix of worship, fear, and isolation has kept the Kim family in power for over 70 years. Despite repression, change is stirring in North Korea's black markets. The Jangmadang. These markets, born from famine, have fostered a spirit of independence and quiet resistance. Smuggled media from South Korea inspires young people, challenging the regime's narrative. Small acts of defiance, adopting slang, sharing music, chip away at the state's control. The regime responds with harsh crackdowns, but the flow of information continues. Limited reopening to tourism is a ploy for foreign currency, not reform. The future is uncertain, balanced between hope and fear. Ultimately, the people's quiet resilience may shape North Korea's destiny. We've glimpsed the hidden lives behind North Korea's walls, lives marked by struggle, courage, and hope. These are not faceless victims, but individuals risking everything for a taste of freedom or a moment of connection. Their resilience is a testament to the human spirit's endurance. The world must not look away. Our awareness and support matter. By sharing these stories, we challenge the regime's narrative and amplify the voices it tries to silence. Stay connected, support the mission, and remember the people behind the headlines. Together, we can keep hope alive for a free North Korea.